Hey guys, it's Nathaniel Moore with GuaranteedProfit.com, and in our video today we're going to talk about how to use the failure of your competitors and basically everyone else to make sure that you succeed. And we're going to do this by outlining what causes most businesses to fail, and we're going to turn that into a personal formula by using the inverse of that, or the flip side to that, turning that into a personal formula for your success. And so that way you don't become one of the statistics, right? So a lot of us have heard the stats around why most businesses fail. You know, we've all heard, you know, it's somewhere between 90 and 98 is what we hear by the experts. And a lot of the times they say the reason most businesses fail is because of lack of funding. Now, I'm going to tell you that I still have a long way to go. I have a lot to learn. But I have owned a few businesses, and I have coached quite a few businesses, and I have also trained quite a few businesses and invested in quite a few startups. And my experience tells me that it's never because of funding, really. Never really. The reason most businesses fail is because they don't know how to take the appropriate resources that they have and use those resources in a way to overcome the challenges that are inherent inside their own company as well as inside their own industry, because every industry has its own inherent challenges in any given period of time, especially now in today's rapidly changing economy, and as well as every business has its own inherent challenges because of the availability of resources as well as the individuals that are playing inside that company. Now, when I say resources, I'm saying I mean more than just money. I mean time, and I mean assets. Any assets that we have. These could be contacts. These could be skills within the individuals within your company. So it's basically, it's never about the money, and we can prove this because we've seen a number of businesses that have had more money than they have known what to do with, and they've proved that they didn't know what to do with it because they lost, right? And then we've seen companies that have come from nothing, or somebody, a small business owner that has literally had less than $1 in their pocket and built a fortune, right? So we understand it's never about the amount of money that's inside the business at that point. It's about how do we take what we have and how do we create that or turn that into something that's spectacular. How do we understand the map or the course that we have to go down within our industry? How do we take what we presently have and how do we use that to overcome those challenges, right? That's basically it. That's it. That's why most businesses fail, and that's how a business wins, is they take what they have and they turn that into success, right? They turn that into success. So what do we do with that? How do we take that the value from this video and apply it to our businesses so we can create our own personal formula for business success? And so what you want to do is you want to list out all your resources. You want to get really creative. You want to think through what's on your side. And then you want to describe exactly where you're at as far as your business is concerned. You want to describe exactly where your profitability is. You want to get in depth and in detail. We're not going to go into that on this video. We do get in more detail in our coaching programs and stuff like that, but we're not going to do that here. But what you want to basically draw a clear picture of where you're at, and then where you want to go, along with the assets that you have, and then you want to describe all the challenges that are in front of you, and then take your assets and say, okay, here are my assets. How can I use these assets to overcome those challenges? And when you do that, when you think through that process effectively, you kind of get your own guaranteed profit formula for success, right? Which is what we're all really looking for. So anyways, I hope you're able to apply this value, the value that's in this video, to your own business. And if you have any questions or comments, of course, you can leave them here. If you'd like to take advantage of our other personal development and business development resources, feel free to go to GuaranteedProfit.com if you're not there right now. And other than that, I do look forward to connecting with you, and I hope you have a great day.